Hey guys, what's going on? We're back with another Destiny 2 video, and today I wanted to put out a guide for final shape prep and what you should be doing if you are preparing to play the final shape. So, first and foremost, I want to stress that if you are not attempting a day 1 clear, do not even think about prepping at all. Don't waste your time. If I were you, I would literally, like, if you're done with everything into the light, you've done everything you can, you've played your onslaught, you've gotten your god rolls, just go play other games. This is, again, just a suggestion. I mean, if you enjoy playing Destiny, I don't want to yuck your yum, but just, you don't need to stress, okay? You don't have to do everything that I'm about to say. However, if you are attempting a day 1 clear, this is one of the more stressful preps in a while, maybe, and this is why a lot of people in the community despise these Friday raid releases, or at least the Fridays right after the expansion is coming out. If this raid was coming out, the week following, I think it was going to be the 13th that it would have fallen on, or the 14th of June, which is like a whole 10 days right after the initial release of the expansion, which gives you so much time to do your bounties, to take in the campaign and all that stuff. But again, with it coming the first Friday after the release of the expansion, which again, the expansion comes Tuesday, June 4th, and the raid is coming out June 7th, right? So again, with that in mind, you only have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before the raid comes out, presumably at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 1 p.m. Eastern if you are an East Coast boy like me. So yeah, you don't have a lot of time, and me being a content creator and someone who, again, is going to be attempting a day 1 completion, I want to be as ready as possible. I also am going to be doing build stuff, hopefully before the day 1 raid comes out. There are already builds out there because we know what exotic class item combinations we're going to have with exotics. If you didn't see anything about that, that's something I'm going to do a video on eventually, but I will link the most recent TWID, which included everything you need to know about the combinations, so you can go look at that yourself. There's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, basically every class is getting Star Eaters, and Assassin's Cowl exotic trait, etc. Again, go check that out if you want. But again, let's get to the main focus of the video. So, one thing that you're going to want to do is use all those legendary shards. No longer are we in this depreciation phase of legendary shards. They are going to be gone. So make sure you use all of them up. There's a couple ways that you can do this. You can go to the moon and go to the Lectern of Enchantment, which is right next to Eris, and you can cache these legendary shards in exchange for phantasmal fragments. Now, as far as we know, you're still going to be able to exchange phantasmal fragments for Glimmer with Raoul. So instead of using your legendary shards to cache Glimmer in exchange with Raoul, you can use these phantasmal fragments, which, could come in handy for crafting weapons in the final shape, and, you run out of Glimmer or whatever it may be, upgrading gear. Glimmer, you can generally go through it pretty quickly if you're upgrading stuff before a day 1 race. So you want to make sure that you have some in, preparation. You want to be ready with that. Ships are like another way. I know people used to hold on to ships. I still kind of do that because you can just pull them from collections. If you need like a quick burst of Glimmer, you can always just hold on to ships. I think they give like 1,500 for legendaries, maybe. I mean, it's nothing huge, but if you need it in a pinch, deleting your ships is another way to get Glimmer. Another way to use your legendary shards is, focus weapons. If you have, again, extra legendary shards, you can go to all your various vendors, Zavala, Shax, Gunsmith, if there's a Gunsmith gun you want to focus. Maybe craft some weapons if you don't have your god rolls yet. There's plenty of stuff you can do with your legendary shards. Just make sure you either exchange them or use them up, because again, they're going to be completely gone in the final shape. On second thought, if you also want to just have an insane surplus of legendary shards to exchange for phantasmal fragments, I don't know about you guys, but I played a lot of seasonal content to get the weapons, of course, to do the story throughout this year, and I had nearly max vendor engrams at each and every single one of the seasonal vendors. So when I was like, what can I do with my legendary shards? Or what can I do with my vendor engrams? I just cashed these in. I didn't focus them. I just mashed A while at the vendor to get these engrams to drop. Essentially, you just have like 99 legendary items sitting in a vendor. So you can delete these items and get around 300 to 400 legendary shards. That's a lot of legendary shards. You can go and exchange that for about, 30 phantasmal fragments. Just with those 300 to 400. 30 to 40. If you have more legendary shards than that, obviously you're gonna have a lot more than 30 phantasmal fragments, but you get what I'm putting down. At least I hope you do. So, go cash in these vendor engrams if you have them. I know some people like to wait until the very last minute to do this stuff, but you might want to do it now because it took me a long time to get down from 99 to about 0. I did save some of these engrams because I might do some armor focusing to fine-tune some of my builds and my statistics. But honestly, I'm not that quite worried about it. I am going to drain these engrams before the end of the season, because why not? I mean, it's free legendary shards, and again, they're gonna be gone, so you might as well get what you can out of them. So if you're like me and you played a lot of seasonal content, make sure you go cash those in. You also, if you're a Crucible lover, you probably have a lot of engrams with shacks, so make sure you cash those in. Same thing with Zavala if you enjoy doing strikes. Banshee, if you for some reason just have a lot of gunsmith engrams laying around, you can use those as well, cash those in. Maybe you'll get a nice weapon or two, maybe you won't. Either way, you're going to get a crap ton of legendary shards, and you're just going to have so many legendary shards, again, to exchange for phantasmal fragments. If I had a nickel for every single time I said legendary shards in this video, I would be rich. But anyways, let's move on to a way you can get some very nice materials. Enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, and yes, more legendary shards, because you're gonna get guns from master lost sectors, as well as everything I just mentioned, and you're probably gonna end up dismantling a lot of these guns. You will also get seasonal engrams from these, so again, if you want to use the system that I just laid out with going to your seasonal vendor, deleting engrams, this is another way to build that back up. This is just a loop, go to your seasonal vendor, cash in some engrams, go do some master lost sectors, come back, do some more vendor engram cashing in and deleting, and boom, you have more legendary shards. Also, again, if you're like me, I'm someone who's I like masterworking weapons. I know I'm kind of silly with it. If you've ever seen me play, I just have weird weapons in my vault that actually I did end up deleting a lot of my stuff, and I have a guide for that as well from an old video that I found. But generally speaking, you want to have more enhancement cores if you can, especially heading into a new season. There's going to be guns and armor that you're going to masterwork, and guess what? You need that. Same thing with prisms. So master lost sectors, generally speaking, they're pretty quick. I was running the quarry tonight, and that took me anywhere between 3 and 4 minutes. The rotation is going to keep going. I'm not sure which planets they are right now. Generally speaking, though, if you find one that is only, 5 minutes max, I would say, then I would do that. Depending on the lost sector, I got lucky with the ones I've been running the last couple days with Skydock and the quarry. If you're watching this when this video is hopefully going up on Saturday, the quarry will be the lost sector until reset, so you'll probably only have a couple hours to go do it if you're really that worried about it. But I can imagine the next lost sector won't be terribly hard anyways. But either way, master lost sectors in general are just a great way to farm for lost sector guns, for enhancement cores and prisms, and yeah, it's a good way to do it. And like I said, most of them take maybe 3-5 minutes max, so again, it's a lot faster than doing some other stuff. Like a coil can take anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. Pantheon can take 30 minutes to an hour, and a Legend Onslaught can take upwards of an hour. So again, a lost sector you can do with any luck, maybe 30 of them in an hour, which is going to be anywhere from like 30 to 60 enhancement prisms, which is a lot. So It's a much better use of your time in some respects. You can use enhancement prisms to exchange for enhancement cores and ascendant shards, or golf balls if you like. So again, you can do a lot of stuff with enhancement prisms. If you have a bunch, you get a surplus from doing these master lost sectors. You can exchange for cores and, you know, kind of balance out your overall economy here. So yeah, there's a lot of like, Destiny economy math going on in my head right now, but it's worth doing again if you are gonna min-max everything. After that, I would just bounty prep, make sure you're getting the double XP bounties, you know, not Last Wish, but Petra bounties, Moon bounties, the Legend Dares bounty gives a lot of XP as well. I wouldn't really worry about repeatable bounties like Gunsmith, Crucible, and Vanguard. We did just get the announcement that there's a new bounty system being introduced with the final shape in the Pathfinder bounty system. So you probably just don't want to worry about the repeatable ones. Make sure you just get the big ones, and don't worry about clan bounties either, or threaders. They just don't give that much XP, and they're not really worth it. I mean, maybe some of the clan bounties, but I mean, you really don't have to worry about it too much. I think bounty prepping for the final shape is not nearly as bad as it is for some seasons, but, you know, do as much as your little heart desires. Again, remember to have fun playing this expansion. If you're not having fun, well, get a refund. Stretch. Stretch is the most important thing, especially if you're going for a day one. You want to get through the campaign quick. You want to go do endgame stuff. Sure, great. Don't let that gamer chair start to smell like a swamp. Get up, move around, maybe, you know, do some yoga, stretch for a little bit. Take a 15-minute break every hour if you can, or at least a 5-minute break to let the blood flow through your body. It's so important. I've heard so many stories about gamers getting blood clots, or, you know, just your back. Your back is important. Professor Broman is someone in the community, or who used to be in the Destiny community. He like stands up and plays games now, but I think he has his own back issues. But generally speaking, right, you just want to maybe stand while you're gaming a little bit too, if you're going to be hitting Destiny, the final shape, that hard. Aside from that, get some healthy snacks, get some healthy drinks, have fun with your friends, and that's it. Like the video if you enjoyed, comment down below what your favorite snack is for gaming. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.